Alonso's the GOAT. 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 Alonso's the GOAT.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Handbags, Man-Bags and Bum-Bags podcast. This week, well, I don't really know what we're doing really, but it's going to be a mix of two subjects. The climax of the F1 season, 2 races to go, ever so tight, and the news that's come out today as we're recording this, well, I say it's come out, it's been confirmed today, but we knew it a long time ago.
Yeah, it's old news now, really.
It's old news, but
we haven't recorded since it came out, so, it's
so
new for us.
We're going to reflect on it anyway, and it's obviously the appointment of Ralf Rangnick as Manchester United's interim until the end of the season. Apologies if I'm looking a bit blunt this week. I have just come back from travelling for an hour and a half in the car.
No excuses, mate.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still here. It's not no excuse for me, so I'm still here. I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
So
You do look a bit rough, to be fair, though.
I always look rough. It's nothing new, so it doesn't really matter.
But
we will start by diving into the Formula 1. I mean, I know Rob's not really going to be asked about this because he does not follow the sport whatsoever.
I'm not asked most weeks with this crap.
Rob's a variety of sports.
It's football.
Extends to football and football alone. So,
Yeah.
So
everything else is not important enough for my time.
You're going to be more useful later
That's the opposite with me. Like, football's just like gone down in my estimation a lot over the last couple of years.
That's because you're a United fan.
Nah, it's not even that. It's just I just find football
football is boring at times. I can't lie.
It's like a boring sport.
It does get really boring at times.
Anyway, yeah.
You watch Burnley every week, of course.
Onto a better sport.
But in terms of Formula 1, which we are moving on to now, I'm going to let Jake lead on this actually because it's well, not fully lead, but you're going to be
probably wouldn't have been able to hear what he's saying if it's like last week.
Yeah. Well, I can confirm that I can actually hear him this week.
Yeah, I've never been trusted on the lead.
I thought that last week, but we'll see when we get to the edit again. If you've got crap audio again, sorry, but
it's your fault
cut
then,
from the
bro.
roster.
Well, stop joining from bloody Hawaii then. That's the problem. Don't know what I'm looking over there. Don't know what I'm looking at. He's on the screen, and there he's in Hawaii, isn't he?
But yeah,
don't know what I'm looking at.
I'm definitely not in the green studio.
No, you are definitely not.
I definitely don't keep looking across at him on the table.
But his wind's quite brisk, isn't it? Very brisk wind.
Yeah, mate.
Very brisk
That's
wind.
Snow.
It looks like the sort of wind conditions we've been having this weekend, actually. With those monsoon conditions or whatever it was, and the bloody snow. Yeah. But anyway, we're waffling off topic again.
So
Formula 1.
Formula 1 season, 2 back-to-back races to conclude the 2021 F1 Championship between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. 8-point gap. The closest it's been for literally 5 years since it was
Hamilton and Rosberg,
which they went into the last race with a gap of 12 points. So, but it's going to be a very tense and interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
there
could be a lot of shenanigans going on this weekend.
We don't really know what's going to happen this weekend because we've obviously not seen Saudi Arabia as a track yet. We don't know how it's going to perform.
Yeah.
And well, I've said from the start it doesn't look very good. But I could be surprised.
My first thought when I saw it was it looks a bit stinky. But on second review, there is a few overtaking.
I think the first sector looks good.
Yeah, because I just got it up here.
But the middle sector just looks like a complete dogfest.
Yeah.
Rob's just headbutted the mic.
I'm headbutted. I've caught it under my sleeve because I've still got my coat on because it's bloody freezing.
Yeah, obviously they got the big long straight into turn 1. That's definitely an overtaking spot. There's another straight after turn 12. It could be overtaken. There's definitely a few overtaking opportunities at the track. It's just whether the dirty air from the cars will.
There's certainly some potential for racing at Saudi Arabia. It's just
fingers crossed. I don't want it to be an absolute snooze fest.
I've not seen any confirmation they've actually finished the track yet, but
maybe they haven't.
If they haven't, then they've probably got a job on their hands to complete it.
Well, they got
3 days.
3 days until first practice.
Yeah, so.
Oh dearie me, it's just.
Although I will say qualifying, I think qualifying will be genuinely immense. So, like, you'll see the cars for like what they really are at like true peak performance, because I think qualifying will be incredible.
Potentially.
Because I saw something, apparently the driver's going to be at like full throttle for like almost 80% of the lap.
That's what we like to see as F1 fans.
Very quick.
I can like the engines this weekend are going to take a proper like battering.
Was Hamilton put his new engine back in again? Because I know he took his Turkey one.
Yeah, that's what Toto Wolff said. They're going to put the engine from Brazil in the car. Which had incredible straight line speed.
It did. So. Hamilton was just immense, even with these penalties and stuff that he picked up at Brazil. It was just
from last to first.
It's incredible.
It's like one of those Arava YouTube channel. First
to last. Marduk.
Yeah, first to last. Yeah.
But yeah, it's obviously you have said it's been one of the closest F1 championships in recent times
for a long
time, and it's the first one in a long time between two different constructors.
Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously the last ones were Vettel and Hamilton, but it never really got close until the last few races. I
think the closest one that we've been between that many constructors was actually 3 constructors when it was Hamilton, Alonso, Vettel.
Yeah, well, 2012 was definitely the last one where Vettel and Alonso went into the race like 13 points apart, and the absolute pain of Alonso losing.
I think this is why I never really bothered getting into, because I used to be a big fan of Jenson Button back in the day, and then
you are basically Arava.
Yeah, too fair.
Yeah. Basically Arava. He bums off Jenson Button.
I basically I used to watch it a lot when I was younger, and then kind of just started slowly dropping out on how much I actually bothered watching, and then when Button retired, I just sacked it off altogether.
Yeah.
I think it probably hasn't helped the fact that, like I said, this is the first close championship in 5 years or so.
Oh, this is incredibly close.
That's not exactly much. So, someone who was already starting to drop off, just seeing Hamilton walk it every year, or whoever it would have been, whoever somebody just walk it straight away and it'd be no contest.
Yeah,
probably
that's the thing.
Killed the appeal for me.
Yeah, if you aren't a true die-hard Formula 1 fan, then someone like you, Rob, you're obviously going to lose a bit of interest, aren't you? When Hamilton's just walking the championship.
Just the same thing every year. It's going to be
I wouldn't exactly say
races, and
I wouldn't exactly say I'm a massive Formula 1 fan, but I do follow it fairly closely.
Yeah,
and I kind of had the rough idea of what the earth's going on, and I know this season's been absolutely incredible.
Well, obviously Formula 1 is probably my second favourite sport after darts.
Yeah, I think that's easy to sum up.
I was about to say, what's your first one? I didn't know it was darts by absolute country mile.
And I literally just said it in the sentence.
Just said it.
Yeah, I know, you said it there. No, I meant before you said darts, I was going to butt in. I was going to butt in and go, "What's the first one?" And I was like, "Oh, you idiot! It's darts."
Yeah. Football's probably third, maybe just about. I don't know.
But yeah, obviously we go to a new track this weekend. First time ever to go to Saudi Arabia. Sports washing, I think, is the best way of putting it.
Yeah, just going to hide the facts from their human rights and stuff, aren't they? Because that's fine, because we've got an F1. Got horrible loads of human rights issues. Not too many to even bother to list, because there's about 58 different things they do wrong. But it doesn't matter though, because they own Newcastle and they've got an F1 race.
We don't know who's going to be the strong. We don't know who the strongest team's going to be this week. Is it going to be a Red Bull track, or is it going to be Mercedes? I think because of the straight line power, it's probably going to be edging towards Mercedes.
You'd imagine it's Mercedes, but this season has been quite unpredictable.
Max just turns it on when he wants.
Yeah, like Paul Ricard, Mercedes.
Well, let's see. If I'd focus from Mercedes' point of view, I'd focus on getting Hamilton around at the end of the weekend alive.
Yeah,
good point.
If he wears his rainbow-coloured helmet again,
he's already be targeted. He's probably already got Qatar government on his back from wearing it last race, and if he wears it again, he'll have the Saudis on him as well. Focus on making sure he doesn't get assassinated over the weekend.
Yeah. Oh dearie me.
But this season being quite unpredictable. Obviously, Paul Ricard, Mercedes thought they were going to dominate that. Max won that race. Brazil, but a lot of people thought Red Bull were going to win that. Hamilton did, so... And
it's not just Hamilton and Verstappen that we've had events from. We've had a lot of different race winners this season.
Not only that, Alonso podium last race.
We've got a lot of drivers back on the podium. We've got new race winners. Esteban Ocon winning his first F1 race, even though he's been stinky the rest of the season.
But Alonso's the GOAT, that's what I'm going to say, innit?
Well, I think I just
wanted to get it in there.
I know you just knew you wanted to get that in there.
Yeah, he's been looking for an excuse.
Yeah, I just love the man so much. He's just incredible. How he's only got 2 world titles is an absolute crime, and I will not stand.
I think Jakey's crying out for Alpine to have a good car next year.
I will actually lose my mind if they have a good car, but then I will also lose my mind if they have a bad car in a bad way.
Yeah.
So,
but that does bring us on to next year. We may as well touch on the regs a bit. I mean, I don't think me and Rob really know what on earth's going on in terms of the regs, but there is changes going on.
Yeah, basically they're simplifying like the airflow and stuff to try and make racing closer, less dirty air, which I beg happens because, buddy, the racing during this era of high turbulence is not the one, basically.
So this is just like. So this is the other kind of thing. Like when you've barely watched it, like it's barely watched it. Like I'll still keep an eye on what happens. Like I'm interested in it in that way, but I won't watch it. Like things like that. When you just see people that. Like Jake and say Harry and that and talking about it in the flat, and it's just like
what's going on?
Like airflow, turbulence, all this just going straight over my head. Like
what's going on?
Yeah, but
so I bought the game and play the game, like just messing about doing like online races, clattering into people, mate, and then suddenly you just see like going really quick and there's like custom setup, like percentage on the tyres or all these other stuff, and I was like,
well, I can't lie. When I'm playing the F1 game, I literally just Google the setups because I don't know what to do.
That's what I do. I Google it or just use default because there's so many complicated things I don't even begin to understand.
Yeah, fingers crossed though, because next year could be incredibly spicy if
could be
if the regs actually do what they're meant to and a couple of teams perfect them.
I think what we have determined here is that we are rubbish at talking as a group of anything other than football.
Yeah, bro.
That's mainly down to me, to be fair.
You guys need to up your game, bro.
Well, no.
Watch as many sports as I do.
No, I do watch a lot, to be fair. Just
we handle ourselves in darts, to be fair, but that wouldn't get the audience.
Not to his extent. All he watches is football.
Yeah.
Peter Wright won the Players' Championship.
I saw that.
Yeah.
What a man.
See, I watched that.
He beat Ryan Searle, didn't he?
Yeah, that's why he's the GOAT.
Exactly, 11-10. Searle was on 20.
He's the GOAT again now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were calling him a fraud a couple of weeks ago.
This is just how Jake's brain works.
Yeah, he's back to being the GOAT.
He was the GOAT for like a good month or so, then he had a month as a fraud, and now he's back to being the GOAT because he won the Players.
This is just how Jake's brain works.
He's back being the GOAT,
yeah. Well, I think we could quite easily do that. It's just I don't think that's not exactly going to hold the audience as well. And 40 minutes about darts, is it?
What audience?
No, I don't know. We might drop down to like 5.
Well, it just keeps going down at this rate. Come on, people, like and subscribe.
Yeah, that's the way to get people in. Have a go at the existing lot. That's how you do it, innit?
Yeah, basically, it was the World Darts Championship qualifiers for the people that haven't already qualified, and the GOAT, Peter Hudson. He didn't qualify. Huh?
Well,
it's Peter Hudson, isn't it? His darts name is The Rock.
The Rock.
But then
does he look like Dwayne Johnson?
Absolutely not. He is. He is as far away.
Is his walkout song The Rock's rap?
Honestly, I can't even remember the last time he was on TV.
Imagine if he just walks out, and introduces him, and then shout his name, and the bloody Rock's rap comes on.
Yeah, but he is as far away from the Rock's physique as you can possibly get.
Thanks for clarifying.
He is the stereotypical.
What's his name?
Fat white
Peter
man.
Hudson. Darts.
Yeah, you have to put darts in because I don't reckon
it
wouldn't be that relevant.
Let's have a look at this then. Okay. No, he looks kind of like The Rock. He looks like Dwayne Johnson. Just as a reminder, I'll have to put an image on screen here of just a comparison of the two. I mean, he does look a bit like him, I can't lie. It's not far off. I mean, look at those muscles.
Yeah. Poor Peter Hudson.
Anyway. Dave Chisnell and a wife beater further down.
What?
What, in his vest?
Yeah.
That's an iconic photo of Dave Chisnell. If it's the one...
It is.
That is an iconic photo of Dave Chisnell. That is so iconic, bro.
Honestly. Ben's broke the monitor.
That is so iconic.
It'll fix itself in a minute. There we go.
Professor Chisnell.
Sorted it.
That's what he's known as.
We're getting waffling on again.
As usual.
As per usual. So we just talk about football because that's what...
Basically, last thing, I think Hamilton's going to win the next 2 races after Cantor and win his 8th title, basically.
I mean, I predicted that at the start of the season, Hamilton's 8th title.
To be fair, that wasn't really...
Oh, yeah, that's a point.
That wasn't an outrageous prediction.
I have found my list, and it's not actually as bad as I first thought it would be.
Yeah, that isn't really an out-there prediction, though, is it?
No.
Well, no, but it's just a prediction, isn't it?
Yeah, but he did this. This is back before you used to bother. You didn't bother turning up at this point. It was just me and Ben on our own every week.
I did this on the 3rd of January.
Yeah.
before the season before testing had even started.
Were we even this? Or
we weren't HMB at this point. We were still world class waffle. Because I remember we did cover testing at one point, but it was me. It was literally just me doing it because you didn't know what you were doing.
We were in that spell where Jake hadn't bothered turning up yet, and John was now moving on.
Yeah,
it's just left in that
big time.
That awkward 5 or 6 week spell where it's just me and you trying to fill 40 minutes.
Too big time. I'd say I've probably got at least 6, 7 or 8 of these right. So far.
Save them. We'll come back to it in 2 weeks when the season's actually ended.
I'm gonna do one for the 2022 World Championship.
I think we all do one.
And my first prediction is Fernando Alonso to the third world title.
Well, really?
Yeah.
It's like I could have seen that coming. But I think that we will do that in the
I
new
would
year.
actually break down in absolute tears if he wins one.
We know you would.
That's no joke.
We know you would.
I will actually cry. I'd flood the whole of Stoke out.
Well, if it's not already flooded already.
No.
I think we will do that in the new year.
One more thing. Alonso's the GOAT.
ASMR.
Anyway, moving on.
Fernando Alonso's the greatest Formula 1 driver of all time.
Well, that is just these headphones are slightly dodgy, so that felt really weird.
Maybe
they keep cutting in and out. As soon as you said they're a bit crap, they keep cutting in and out of one ear. So then, the fact them doing that and you whispering, that was just
maybe you're just dodgy.
Noises.
Right, let's move on to
Mr. Rangnick.
To Big Ralf.
Big Ralf.
My saviour.
It's another one that's quite close to Jake's heart. It's an episode tailored to Jake this week.
About
Formula
time.
1.
Yeah, because I'm the GOAT as well. Me and Alonso are the GOAT.
I mean, I still it's the first week that I've not fully thought of the content this week.
Yeah, this is back to our usual days of 6 months ago or whenever it was. When we used to just rock up and be like, "Oh God, we've got to record in an hour. What should we do?"
What's in the news? Well, this is the news, and Manchester United have appointed a new interim manager until the end of the season, and it is the former Hoffenheim and Leipzig boss Ralf Rangnick.
Quite old news now. But our excuse is it was only become official today, so technically it was all speculation.
Yeah.
Until today.
Any deal can break down at any time.
Anything until today was speculation. Now it's confirmed, so we're on it quick, even though this isn't coming out for 3 days.
But this doesn't come out till Thursday, and then it will be old news. And Ralf Rangnick will probably have taken charge of his first game if he's not got a quarantiner out.
Yeah, he has work permit stuff that he has to still go through. So
that means he won't be in charge for Arsenal on Wednesday.
No, I imagine it'll still be Carrick, and then he might not. He might even miss the Crystal Palace game, I think it is as well.
The weekend. Well, I don't know who you play, but you're playing someone. So
you should know you're a United fan.
I think it's Palace. Yeah. Too far. I don't want to look too far into the future under Ollie, so
you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But Rangnick, Jake, talk to us.
Big Ralph, innit? That's all I can say.
Is that it?
Basically,
this whole episode is meant to be tailored to you, and you're just dropping one sentence answers.
He is our saviour. He will actually play football how it's supposed to be played.
Well, we've seen it.
Not like yesterday where we had 3 shots and Chelsea dominated us the entire game.
Turned up with 4 defenders and 3 defensive midfielders.
Yeah, the only reason we scored is because
Jorginho had a
Ballon d'Or contender Jorginho took a touch.
I'm just saying, you look at the Ballon d'Or contenders. Obviously, this coming up. Is it next
tonight?
week?
I think, isn't it?
So it's either this week or next week.
I thought it was tonight.
It's this week.
No.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think it's this week. Yeah, you look at the difference. Messi bagged 3 assists, Lewandowski's just Lewandowski, and then there's Jorginho giving a goal away. I have absolutely nowhere to throw 3 points away. But because he scored a penalty, people will forget about that. It is this evening.
By the looks of it.
I knew it was this week.
Yeah. Yep, the Independent are saying it's...
I'm clear with everyone. Apparently Messi's the favourite,
apparently Messi's the favourite. He's battling Lewandowski and Jorginho, supposedly.
Well, so it's been reported in the last week or so, and apparently Messi's already been informed and has
told his family and stuff.
Told close friends and family, because obviously they tell the person who wins it in advance, and apparently the message has come out, and he's been told, and then somehow it's leaked to Spanish journalists.
I don't know what to think about that.
Outrageous, really, because I don't get how you can have 3 months of doing absolutely nothing and still win the Ballon d'Or.
No,
it should be about an entire year, and the only person that has performed for an entire year is Lewandowski.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we all said him as the who should get the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I know
early in the year.
As long as it's not Jorginho, I don't care. To be honest.
Nah, I want Lewandowski to win it because if he gets robbed 2 years straight, that's just it's just no justice.
Deserves it, doesn't
it's going to be
should tonight. He should be about to be crowned a 2-time Ballon d'Or winner, and he might not even.
He won't get one of them. Probably won't get one of them.
Yeah, it'll be realistically if Messi winning an international tournament. As soon as Argentina lifted the Copa America, that was it for anyone else.
Yeah,
unless Messi got injured for 6 months, it was always going to be It's just going to be
it. But even then, he's had 3 months of doing bugger all.
Yeah.
Like, literally nothing. Like, people are like, oh yeah, but he hasn't played much. But, well, that's nobody's fault but his own then, I guess, isn't it?
If you're going off performance on the pitch, and if you get injured and they get a let off, then Van Dijk's a contender because he's come back and shored up our defence for 2 months. But he was injured the rest of the year, but those 2 months he's been really good, so... Yeah, if time injured doesn't count, then he should win it.
Well, it's like me going and saying Maxwell Cornet should be the Ballon d'Or nominee because he's single-handedly turned our season around. But that will never happen.
With Maxwell.
Doesn't matter. It's just.
But yeah, back onto Big Ralph. Basically, he's the saviour. Basically,
the way he's
6 months in charge to try and turn our shambles of a season around. Just try and get us into top 4 because that's our only hope, and then maybe try and have a decent run in the Champions League, maybe a quarter final at minimum.
I think you'll get top 4 purely because your main competition at the moment is Arsenal and West Ham.
And with our squad, with an actual manager,
I reckon the next couple of months West Ham will drop off because
I reckon so.
They've got a tough run of fixtures coming up. I think West Ham.
The festive period on its own is always busy, but obviously they've also then don't get a break because they then go straight back into Europe when this period ends, which they're not used to. So I think the next couple of months they'll slowly. The lack of rotation will hit them and they'll drop off. And then they've
also got EFL quarterfinals in there as well. Exactly. West Ham.
Yeah, they're still in the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup will start. They're still in the Europa League.
That's the point. FA Cup draw is coming up on Monday.
Yeah, next
week.
Yeah.
When's round 2 then? This weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but the thing I'm most excited for about Rangnick though is him going into a consultancy role after his interim spell.
2 years, isn't it?
2 years supposedly.
Yeah, because like he's such a big brain guy. Like the things he's done with some of the Red Bull clubs is pretty impressive.
Especially Leipzig. I mean, you've seen the pressing football he plays there for sure, and if he can bring that to United, he can make that team thrive.
Yeah, and when he wasn't a manager, the stuff he did behind the scenes would be invaluable for a club like Manchester United.
Absolutely,
that has been run like an absolute shambles for the past 7-8 years. Somebody that actually knows what they're doing is genuinely so invaluable.
Yeah, but I think it was not going to... The problem is, that he's still got the same useless coaching staff.
Yeah,
the same bloke in charge in Woodward for a bit longer. Same terrible owners who just take money out of the club. The problems are still far from over, but on the pitch they should improve.
Yeah, that's the thing that Rangnick is pretty hands-on. So Ollie was not that at all. He basically just let Carrick, McKenna, Phelan do all the training and all sorts, and there was no in-depth analysis on anything. Whereas Rangnick's hands-on, goes in-depth on everything. Apparently, he even wants stuff like a shot clock, put into the training ground. So, in training, if you don't get a shot off in this certain amount of time, then you fail and stuff like that. Because, it's just it's just so exciting. Because
I think it's the changes United need though to just essentially man up a bit.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a world-class coach since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Because Van Gaal, he was past his best. Mourinho, past his best. Ollie, I prefer not to speak. But
what about Moisey?
To be fair, Moyes is a good manager. It's just the United job's just too big for him.
Yeah,
it's actually it's so funny that literally Moyes would be the number one target on United's list had he not already had the job and failed. They would have got him in. They wouldn't even bother doing an interim. They would have just gone and paid West Ham absolute load of money to get Moyes, but he's already been in and failed.
Yeah, and
didn't even last a season.
No, but he was sacked in the April. Yeah, and then Giggsy took charge for the rest of the season.
We know where he is now.
But also, once Rangnick's interim phase is up, he actually has a big say on the next manager as well, which is
Pochettino's the bookies' favourites at the minute, isn't it? Really,
Poch or Ten Hag, really.
He has a big say. If he didn't have a big say, I'd be absolutely terrified of who would get in. It'd just be somebody
Steve
left
Bruce.
field, just somebody so random. But with somebody with the intelligence and football brain of Rangnick, I'm really confident of getting a top-class manager that can actually do something.
I think you should get Royal Rumble manager tournament winner Sam Allardyce. Get him in the club. He will rough and tough Manchester United up and start getting the same
I've had
things.
enough of bloody awful football. That was one of the issues under Ole. It's just bloody some of the football was literally it's worse than our five-a-side team, mate.
Well, I don't know.
Hang on a minute.
Not on Thursday. It wasn't.
Thursday was awful.
Yeah, my back still hurts from that game, bro.
Well, you're not the only one that carries the team.
It was 5-1, but yeah.
I learned a valuable lesson on Thursday. Don't try and play five-a-side the day after you've gone on a really hilly golf course for 5 hours.
Oh, always moaning.
Well, I thought I was all right till I got on the pitch,
up.
but someone else was controlling my legs, I swear.
Where was the world-class performance from you, Rob? I'm disappointed.
Yeah, because I
Shocker from you.
I turned into prime Javi for 1 minute.
You played one good pass.
Exactly. I prime Javi for 1 minute.
It was about your 6th attempt to play the exact same ball. You finally got it right.
The amount of runs I made and the ball just went sailing about a mile away.
Well, I can't do it all on my own.
Your passing range was not on point that game, Ben. I can't lie. Your passing's usually on point.
This has just become a weekly segment now. How did we do on Thursday?
Yep.
And the usual answer is.
I might need to make a little jingle or something.
Yeah, just to clarify.
Blokes review of the week or something.
Just to clarify, I was the one that scored. Yeah,
I'd wait till January or so now because we've only got 2 games left.
Yeah. But we have discovered that either me or Jake have had a contribution in every single goal we've scored this season.
Every single goal is one of you to the other one, apart from one, which was me.
You've got an assist for me.
No, apart from 2, there was an own goal, which technically Jake
I'm claiming and he's claiming the assist.
Yeah, but technically it's an own goal and your assist, so Jake wasn't involved. And then the second goal we ever scored, I played a 5-yard pass to you, and you beat your man and scored from the outside the box.
Just too good.
Yeah,
and that's the only assist somebody else has got that isn't one of you. Any goal involvement someone else besides you two has got, and it was a simple 5-yard pass that I didn't even make anything for the goal.
We need a manager because my managerial skills are not the case really in terms of tactical knowledge, as we've seen last week with the crap team I picked for the thing we did last week.
Well, it's actually quite funny that we were having a go at you for saying 3-4-3 with 3 out and out strikers. It doesn't work. What happens? Southampton rock up to Anfield 3-4-3, Braha, Adams and Armstrong, 3 out and out strikers up front. What happens? They get absolutely tonked 4-0 when it was 3-0 in half an hour. And they had to take Adams off at half time and go back to 4-4-2.
Played this weekend. Burnley didn't get a game.
I'm sorry,
those pictures of Deitch in the shirt and tie while there's the refs all in their big winter coats is brilliant. The most Sean Deitch thing ever.
It is the most Deitchy thing ever.
How is a Premier League game getting called off in 2021?
Right. Listen, there's a lot behind this story.
Because you're basically a League One ground.
Burnley have confirmed this. The undersaw heating has been on since Wednesday. At a reasonable temperature.
It's not a very effective system.
It's not very good.
It's just the amount of snowfall that fell before kick-off that just wasn't able to clear it.
My favourite pictures of the weekend, the difference between the first half and the second half of Leicester-Watford is absolutely brilliant.
Well, that's when the snow had started. Yeah. The snow started at Leicester about 3 o'clock.
That was brilliant. The first half, no different, just any other week. And then the second half, it was the blizzard, 15 minutes. There's all they had the half-time break, and it was just absolute state. It's hilarious, the difference.
Yep. Welcome to Leicester for you. But this week a lot of games fell victim. Well, not in the Premier League, but other leagues. But
there weren't even that many, was there? So only 2 or 3.
A couple.
And Burnley was one of them.
Well, yeah,
Premier League side Burnley.
Northerns.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
But never mind. Spurs didn't want to face us anyway.
It's the problem with Turf Moor still basically being a League One ground because you haven't done anything to it.
Try League Two.
You've not been in the league for a decade and haven't bothered upgrading your stadium, so you still got League One stadium.
That's shocking.
Doesn't matter. It's iconic.
Shocking.
It's iconic.
Iconic. Did you have bloody wooden seats for the
It's iconic. It's iconic.
Shocking that is.
I'm pretty sure we still do have them. We just painted them.
Yeah. Even Bournemouth have a better stadium than you, and theirs is.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, no, it is.
Bournemouth can fit 12,000 people in there. That's not Prem ground.
And it's still better than yours.
That's not a Prem ground.
Shrewsbury Town have a better ground than you, and they're in League One.
I don't care.
Sunderland have a far better ground than you, and they're in League One.
Yeah. Well, they were Premier League, so
as well,
they were Premier League.
Yeah, but they haven't been in the Premier for a decade, bro.
Doesn't matter. They've been in the Premier League. I don't care. Stop.
You've been in the Premier League.
You've been in the Premier League for a decade.
Doesn't matter. The new owners want to do stuff to the ground, and they're taking the time.
Didn't you just install some new LED lights?
Yes, we did. Bringing Burnley into the 21st century, except we're just keeping the wooden seats.
Lights.
I reckon the Lancashire FA ground I went to Friday night. I reckon that's better than Turf Moor.
Probably is, to be honest.
That was horrible that night. That was so cold.
Welcome to the
Lancashire weather.
And I was in my nice warm bedroom playing darts. So.
Yeah. Anyway, Ralf Rangnick.
We got
distracted.
We've got 9 minutes left.
It's happened again, lads. We've gone off topic.
Oh dearie me.
Absolutely useless we are.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Just
Rangnick, where did we get to? I can't remember where we got to.
Basically, he's our saviour. He's the GOAT. The end.
Well, it's not the end because we've still got to drag out about 8 more minutes of content.
No, we were talking about who in the summer. We said that.
Yeah.
We were talking about Ten Hag and
Pochettino.
Yeah, and you said Allardyce.
The two favourites.
They are the two favourites.
Yeah. You said Allardyce, and then we started talking about boring football, which led us to Burnley.
Well, I take that personally.
Yeah, but Pochettino, Ten Hag, two favourites. My choice would be Ten Hag.
I agree.
Because
I still think you should appoint Allardyce.
He's done many good things with Ajax.
And Pochettino can't win a Farmers League.
Pardew's not in the job.
No, to be fair, Pochettino, I can't really point that because even look at Tuchel, he was actually behind as well when he got sacked. So
true, yeah. But he still won the league, and Pochettino didn't.
Yeah, but
Pochettino let Lille win it.
But if it wasn't for Tuchel having a smelly season, then PSG wouldn't have been behind to start with. So it was both of their faults actually.
Yeah.
So I can't blame one.
But I don't know, he's just not exactly. Just bloke who spent that many years at Spurs isn't going to be reliable to win your trophy, so is he?
But then he did get that Tottenham side to a Champions League final.
Yeah,
and he got
it was the worst Champions League final in history.
It
was the worst Champions League final in history, and they still lost.
Yeah, but the fact that
an English club,
the fact they even got to
very good English club.
Well, average at best.
Where we were on the day, bloody hell.
Yeah, the fact that they even bloody got to the final is pretty impressive, and Spurs should just not be anywhere near a Champions League final, and he actually got them there. So
yeah, I think
he's not a bad manager at all.
I'd go Ten Hag just because because he knows how to manage a project as well, which is what it will be because he's had the Ajax project twice.
Yeah,
he had the Ajax project, led it to completion, had all his players stolen, and then started again, and now looks like the way they're playing in Europe again. It looks like they're getting close to completion again.
Well, so
yeah, Sebastian Haller, he might be the greatest striker of all time.
You look at the team as well. Like so many players, just like average or rubbish at other clubs.
Yep.
Then Ajax as a team, it's like the obvious one. David Klaassen played about.
Daley Blind.
About 15 minutes at Everton. Klaassen played, didn't he? Before eventually getting loaned out and then did rubbish on loan. Until they sold him.
That's what a proper top class system a manager can do for a player. Yeah. It can make them into an actual good player.
That's what Rangnick's going to do with Fred, isn't it?
Well, I think the fact that Ten Hag has been coming out and rubbishing all the talks of Manchester United and stuff suggests something, perhaps.
Yeah. Managers are always going to refute claims.
Well, they can't exactly come out publicly and go, I want the job.
Yes, I want the job.
Come sign me now. Come sign me now. I hate it here.
They're always going to deny it, aren't they? But yeah, I imagine him and Pochettino are the two favourites because I don't see who else. Like Brendan Rodgers. Yeah, so.
Weren't you calling out for Rodgers at one point?
Yeah, I was desperate though.
Yeah, he was saying Rodgers because I'd take anyone over Ollie.
Yeah, I was desperate. Like honestly, I was on my knees. I was begging.
My favourite part about this whole thing is Steve Bruce throwing his hat in the ring for the interim.
To be fair play for having the balls to do that.
Being sacked at Newcastle for being useless and not being able to run the dressing room, then puts himself forward and says, I reckon I could really turn that dressing room around.
Yeah, I actually respect having the balls to do that, to be fair.
Then the best part was Peter Schmeichel goes out on live telly and says, I'd have Steve Bruce.
To be fair, I just want every ex-United player gone from the club. I don't want them to associate with the club anymore because I just feel like they do more harm.
Need a new clean slate.
Yeah, like Roy Keane last night saying
that was hilarious.
Ronaldo hasn't come back to win league titles. Like it's Cristiano bloody Ronaldo. Like he's come back to win league titles. He hasn't come back to win bloody the Carabao Cup, has he? Which we're knocked out of anyway.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that is just so silly. And like Gary Neville as well was saying, I reckon Ralf Rangnick was on the phone to Darren Fletcher last night telling instructions. That is the furthest away from a Ralf Rangnick team you will ever see. You don't need to have a brain to see that was not a Ralf Rangnick
that was
team.
More Allardyce than it was Rangnick.
Yeah, I don't understand how somebody could think that was a Ralf Rangnick team. Tell me you haven't seen Ralf Rangnick manage without telling me. Like genuinely.
Literally, the godfather of pressing football, and people have seen 11 men behind the ball and gone, yep, he's picked it.
Oh, it's outrageous, honestly.
It will be interesting to see when Rangnick does come in, which players he instantly sacks off.
Ronaldo, he don't press. That's how he's out. No. You build the team around Ronaldo.
Ronaldo actually does press as well if he's told to. Like he will. He's not a buddy. He's not lazy. Well, he is, but then
he is. You can't deny he's.
But he's not incredibly lazy.
Well, I know one player that you'd want him to sack off, and that's Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Wan-Bissaka's finished.
Get Dallo in.
Did he ever start?
Too fair. Yeah, just his football fundamentals, like it's like all his like joints are like welded together. Like he just moves so like strange.
He managed to make every situation look like he's in a panic, even when he got
even when that touch against Villarreal the other week.
When he's got time and he knows he's got time to like take a touch, dribble forward, he still makes the whole thing look like he's got someone really hunting him down.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if he has loads of time, he'll just take a heavy touch for no reason and put himself in danger.
Yeah, his style of play is literally panic.
Yeah.
Panic stations.
Even you can literally see on his face he's calm, but his football looks like he's panicked.
He is the epitome of Bambi. He just is, just legs all over the place, just skating about. I can't believe Manchester United sieved through 6,000 right backs and we went with Wan-Bissaka. We literally had
How much you pay for him?
£50 million. We had the chance to sign Cancelo that summer and turned him down for Wan-Bissaka, and then City go and sign him, and look.
Yeah, City signed him like a year later.
Best trade deal ever, Danilo for Cancelo.
He's literally like top 3 fullbacks in the world. It's ridiculous. He can play on either flank, and he's.
I still remember like however many months ago it would have been now, and we were talking about an England squad, and John went on a full-on rant about why is Trent there over Wan-Bissaka,
and the fact that Welbeck does bits.
Yeah, had a full-on rant saying like. I was like, Trent shouldn't be in there.
If we ever had a shorts channel, that would be the greatest
Wan-Bissaka's better
when
he's just rubbish. He said Lamptey was better when he spent the last 8 months on the sidelines and he got on the pitch. Like, it's hilarious.
I saw a tweet today, like somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I hope Ralf Rangnick can turn Wan-Bissaka into a Trent or a João Cancelo." I was just like, how is that possible?
Not going to happen.
It's just not possible, though. It's like
a miracle worker.
Not going to happen.
Like he doesn't have the fundamental skills to do it.
1 minute 30 left.
He's like 24 years old. Yeah.
Wrap it up then.
You can't improve.
Waiting for him to finish rambling on.
You can't improve.
Probably can't hear him anyway.
Dribbles a ball like that, like at 24 years old. Like you can improve position in that, but you can't improve fundamentals like that. You can't show Wan-Bissaka how to bloody spread 40-yard pinging balls and whipping beautiful crosses. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Cheers, Jake. Thanks for that.
Ran over.
Cheers, Jake. Thanks for that.
Alonso's the GOAT.
You've said this before. Jesus Christ. Right, it's my turn to do the outro this week, supposedly. If you do have any content for us to use, because I don't want to think of it much longer.
2022 F1 World Champion Fernando Alonso.
Cheers, Jake. Thanks again.
It's not me running the outro this week.
No, it's not. But
goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Yep. Cheers, Jake. If you haven't,
hang on, not onto that tree there when you did that. We're in the background.
Hello, bro.
It's gone. If you have got any content for us that we could use and potentially use for future episodes, then do email it to us at wedon'tcare.com. Because we don't. I will keep thinking of content.
Well, that whole bit was pointless.
It was. It'll probably get cut out, but oh well. I can't be arsed.
Well, that's got to be cut.
On that note, all right. It's all right. See you next
Bye.
week. Bye. That's staying in.